Hello and welcome to the sewing studio. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to make this gorgeous quilt, and this was made for us by a lady called Julie, and the fabric she's used is called Words to Live By, and she's made this quilt using these fabrics, which are blocks cut into 2.5-inch strips and 6.5-inch strips, and these come from a jelly roll, and in a moment I'm going to show you how we cut those and how we lay them out. But first of all, I just wanted to talk to you about the quilt because I think it's really interesting that Julie's used this lovely little white fillet here, which is a folded piece of white fabric, because sometimes when you have a piece in your quilt and you have the same piece in your border, they merge into each other. So Julie has very cleverly put this lovely white fillet around to frame her blocks. Then she's put an inch blue border and she's put a 4.5-inch pink border, and she's done this little join here to make a feature of her join using a little fillet, and then she's put the same binding in blue as this border. And the quilt has been quilted going across in a cross-hatch design, and then in the border she's done this beautiful straight stitching where she's obviously used her quilting guide to measure it out, but what she's done here is she's gone across both ways, so you've got this lovely little crisscross in the bottom corner here. And I think it's just beautiful how this has all gone together. So I'm now going to show you how we lay out our strips. So now I'm going to show you how to lay the blocks out. And as I said earlier, this is all done using a jelly roll. And you cut your jelly roll into 2.5-inch blocks and 2.5 by 6.5 strips. And this is how you lay it out. So you have to do a row at a time. There isn't a quick fix for putting lots of pieces together. So my advice would be to lay it all out once you've got your pieces cut. So you need to think about your crosses, and your pieces form the cross, as you'll see as I lay this out. What I should have said when we were looking at the quilt is this one measures approximately 56 inches square. So I'm going to start with 2.5-inch strips, and then I'm going to lay a 6.5, then 2 2.5s and a 6.5. And you would continue for as long as you want your row to be. Then I'm going to lay a 6.5, a 2.5, a 2.5, a 6.5, a 2.5 and a 2.5. And already you can see that this is starting to form a cross, as this one would. So the next one is a 2.5, another 2.5, and you can see there we have our blue cross. And now you can start to see that we're going to have the black cross laid there, and you can see that we've got a white cross laid there. I'm just going to carry on for a bit more. So you can see how the crosses are forming. And so what you would need to do is you would need to lay all your pieces out first, and then you can see what I've done is I've numbered them so you know which row you're doing. And I would recommend that you join all of row 1 together, set it aside, all of row 2, set it aside, and then join all your rows one by one. And you'll notice here that this forms a half cross. So your 6.5 inch strip would be cut down to 4.5. So that happens on your end pieces. But I would work out what colour crosses you want and where you want them first of all, and lay them out. And then you can put a border on it, you could put a fillet on it, you can put 2 borders on it. So as I always say, make it your own, have fun, and I look forward to seeing you next time here in the sewing studio.